All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm gonna do my best to not talk for 20 minutes on just Tilray and CGC, all right? My goal is to cover 2, 4, 6, 8 stocks on this one today, all right? We're gonna look at the normal bunch. I'm gonna keep OGI and VFF, and then I wanna throw in CLVR. That one was actually thrown in on the viewer requests, on the comments, excuse me, is what I wanted to say. I often say, you guys should check out the comments, man. People drop some really good tickers that to say impress me is an understatement, all right? And overall, obviously a lot to like, right? We were getting really excited coming into the weekend. There was a lot of rescheduling news, and it didn't just seem like BS. It seemed like very, very real news from very, very real and important publications, and that very much carried itself during the day today. So that's gonna be the echoing theme. And then there's two things I'm gonna talk about. Tilray, we're gonna mention the CEO buying some shares. I have general comments on that for sure. And then CGC, we're gonna talk about the offering flip-flop. I don't know what else to call it, all right? So those will be the two things I make sure I talk about specifically on those. But excited as always, because we're still maintaining that overall yearly bullishness that we had coming into it. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines, as well as the occasional diagonal trend line that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you can actually share the video. I am not the best at doing that, and it helps me so much if you guys can do that, if you girls can do that. So let's get into Tilray. And really the first thing I want to talk about is the news over the weekend. Well, really there were two, right? Before we talk about the rescheduling one, I want to talk about the CEO buying some shares. Listen, I do not let someone else influence what I buy. All right. And that goes the other way around. Like, you should not let me influence what you buy, right? That's why I'm here not saying, I do my best to not use words like you should buy, you should sell, you should hold, right? Like, I don't care if the CEO, if the CFO, if Jim Cramer, if Kathy Wood, listen, don't let anyone's buying or selling dictate what you do. That's your responsibility, all right? And I think the biggest point to echo really is, look, you don't know how much other people can afford to lose. All right. Believe me, the CEO, I think I saw he bought, I'm assuming it's a he, for all I know it's a she, whatever. Bought, I think, 100K worth of share. That's a lot of money for me. All right. I, for sure, can never, well, maybe not never, hopefully knock on wood one day I can. But yeah, no time soon am I going to put 100,000 plus on any single ticker, right? Let alone a blue chip, let alone, right? Like, no, that'll kill me. That'll beyond liquid me. They're going to start knocking on my parents' door and taking their, like, I can't do that. The CEO of Tilray probably will still eat lobster, caviar, sushi, and fish despite that 100K buy. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't let some big flashy number make you think, oh man, I should do it. Because I promise you, if this goes down, Tilray CEO is probably going to still do okay. You get what I'm saying? So that's a very, very, I swear that has nothing to do with Tilray specifically, but 100% inclusive, right? Like any stock, any ticker, that's a genuine, wow, that's a genuine and general rule I got there, okay? So now let's start talking about the rescheduling. As far as I've seen, nothing has been finalized. We're actually still in this rumor excitement world. And usually I would echo, buy the rumor, sell the news, buy the rumor, sell the news. I am loving I am loving that it is so early in the year. I'm so bullish about election news, election headlines, helping weed a lot. And this is just another beautiful example of it. It seems like headlines are going to hold a little bit better now. Headlines are going to be published by reputable companies and reputable publications and people that hold fund level money and people that are more important than some chart reader dude, right? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, people read these important publications. It grows this level of, comfort and stuff. And look, there's a lot of people that still call anything under $5 USD a penny stock, right? Me personally, no, this is not a penny stock. To me, it's a $2 stock, well above that penny world, right? But for some, under 5 is penny, right? So there's still some things that need to happen for this to really get the attention and, really more important, the money of a lot of bigger fish, right? That said, again, I'm loving the rescheduling thoughts. I'm loving what really comes with that, because there are actually some potential financial implications, good ones, with that happening, right? So there are some good things that could happen to the actual books if this actually happens. All right. From there, obviously, we've been talking about nothing except the earnings and then the reaction afterwards, right? One thing I echoed on my last video was, look, that volume was going down, right? Normally, really bad spike the day of earnings. We saw that here, really bad day, right? I mean, almost 10% loss this single day. But then instead of keeping the volume going up, it actually goes down, right? And yeah, don't get me wrong, we still lose a good amount. We go from 250-ish to like 1-something-ish, right? That's never good. But I was echoing that, hey, it seemed to be calming down. I like today because actually, look, today was 38.4. What were you? Oh, we just missed it. Look, the volume on this day was 38.8. Right here is 38.4. This day was almost bigger than the last 3 days, right? Just missing this one right here. But most of that red got eaten up. We used the 50 moving average really well to bounce. Look, we got to get back over this. This right now is our immediate money line. It's 215. All right, you can see the 20 average, the orange line, the 100 average, the blue line, the average 200, the purple line. All three of them are sitting exactly at 215 in the box over there, right? So you can see $2.11 is the 8 moving average, so maybe that'll be a little bit of something. But oh man, if we can get back over that, we're back over all the moving averages, and hopefully we kind of keep going back up, right? It seems like the Tilray earnings aftermath is calming. Listen, the one thing I said was I actually thought overall the earnings weren't that bad, okay? It just so happened that the earnings per share was really bad. EPS is important. Put that in your back pocket, all right? So, yeah. I talked about the CEO earnings. I talked about the rescheduling. We talked about the technicals here. Hey, if there's too many lines, let me know. Sometimes that happens. Like, I see a lot of my white lines. If it's a little overkill, let me know in the comments, all right? Let's look at the weekly really quickly. Oh man, look, again, you can't let one single candle dictate, right? That's a scary candle, losing 3 moving averages, but you need to confirm. And hey, even with the short week, right? There was obviously nothing on Monday because of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So even with the short week, this thing's still trying to not confirm, trying to recover, trying to get over some lines, holding the 8 so far, right? So TLRY, today was an important day. Tomorrow will matter more because of confirmation. Hey, after hours going up a little bit. I don't care much about after hours, but yeah, that's not bad. I'll take that. I will actually take that. Beautiful 11% day. Beautiful 11% day. Let me say it one more time. Beautiful 11% day. So far, I am not looking good, but I got to see how much better I can do here. So CGC, really quickly, if you can please subscribe and share, does a lot with these YouTube algorithms. So I have been I've been bearish. I've been very bearish on, I don't use that word a lot. I've been anti-CGC since this reverse split, okay? To me, I did not like the reverse split. I never do. And I always believe you need a little bit of time after the reverse split to kind of recover, all right? The real question, and a lot of you have been disagreeing with me, and I love it. I'm telling you, I love it when you disagree with me, especially with really good, educated opinions of why, right? Like, I do really love it. I'm telling you, it's a great conversation I've been having with a few people, all right? Some people are saying, look, the sector strength that we're kind of both on the same page with, we're seeing the sector strength hold. We're believing that the 2024 elections are going to be good. We're believing that more headlines and more good reputable news broadcastings and publications are going to be covered, right? Like, there's a lot of reason to believe weed's going to do well this year. I've been worrying that even with weed doing well, CGC is going to fall behind. It's going to take a little bit for this thing to be down before it'll come up, all right? And today almost scared me. And when I say scared, I'm like, I'm not here sitting with I don't do options, so I don't have any sort of puts or anything like that, all right? But yeah, I thought I was going to be wrong today, and I'm very, very loud when I'm wrong. I love highlighting when I'm wrong, and there were moments where we actually almost got over the 20 moving average. Look, the 20 is not an easy line. We tried to make this recovery once. You can call it a combination of the 20 and the 50, but to me it was the 20. It rejected it there. We obviously see the 8 rejecting it there. Today gets us over the 8, but I need a little bit more. I need the 20 moving average, all right? I like that every stock that we're going to look at pretty much is green. Most of them are like really big, good green days too, right? I'm still not I'm still not sold on CGC. I need the stock to prove a little more. I think we at least need to close at 518, and I think if we can close at 518 or better, the next target would probably be this 556. Until we close at 518, I don't think I can like CGC. Because look, you can't just get over the 20. I need a good break of the 20, right? And I think that 518 gives me a nice little distance above it to feel comfortable. You know what I mean? So I think that's my money line right now. Let's talk about this offering really quickly. So it's funny. I made a video. They make the offering while I'm making the recording. I couldn't talk about it day of. I then make an updated video about the offering, and literally same thing. As I'm making the recording, they end up taking it back. So I've had a little bad luck with this offering timing, okay? I was answering a couple people across my social platforms saying that I didn't like the offering flip-flop. I normally like an offering. I don't think an offering is a bad thing at all. The flip-flop kind of bothered me because it seemed just wishy-washy and just not confident, right? I thought there was a really good disagreement on that. I thought, one of the best things I saw on the opposite side was someone basically said, look, the removal was definitely a game. Like it was a made up issue, right? Like they said there was some sort of like drafting issue or some sort of submitting. Like it was a very, very silly reason why they canceled it. And ultimately, his belief was they canceled it because they wanted to see if the reschedulization momentum might help the stock. I liked that answer. I really did. I like take off what kind of looks like a silly financial game. I like that. And let's see if this thing can do something organic. I thought that was a really good answer. And again, for me, I'm still going to focus on this 518 line. I just, once again, love a good disagreement. And I thought that was one of the better, articulated reasons why. I don't know what else to call it, right? But yeah, I wish they kept the offering just to seem firm, let them bank some money and hopefully do some good things with that money. Taking it off the table because they believe the sector will help it go up organically is a beautiful story to me, all right? Look, I like the spacing between the lines. There's a good healthy space between the 20 and the 50 and the 100 and the 100 and the 200, right? So if we can break some lines, there's obviously green, red, some green to follow a little gap. Like there's some things happening and a lot can happen over this 50 moving average. 518 one last time, maybe even a little more, maybe that 521 just to give it a little extra confirmation, right? But I'll be honest, I'm still not trusting CGC, all right? I say this often, I say this across any stock. You got to set your criteria higher. When you can do that, your life will be better. Look, if you can set your criteria higher for who you marry, who your friends are, what you invest your money in, dude, life changes a lot. Set your criteria a little higher for what it takes for you to believe. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think I'm going to look at the, let's look at the weekly. But again, I'll be covering this a little bit more. Ooh, what's your, so the 8 moving average is 546. Where are we looking at here? What's 546 here? Oh, wow, that's pretty close to the 50 moving average. Maybe we, and look, that's almost half of this 1226 candle as well. I think that's an interesting, I'm not going to draw the line because that's close enough to the 50, I think, but yeah, I think that's, look, I think there's a shot that this comes up to the 50 near that like 5-ish, maybe. I don't think it's going to keep going, despite the fact that I think other weed stocks are going to keep going. Maybe I'm wrong. I promise you I will be so loud about it if I am, all right? I just need a little bit more to believe, all right? Let's move to the next one. Again, you know it. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Let me know, all right? I appreciate you so much. Man, high tide. Okay. I saw this thing start to take off. I saw this thing come pennies away from $2. Man, this thing just needs a little bit more. And it's funny because, look, I can't call today a good candle, right? I talked about on the last video, this thing has just had this inability of 2 good days in a row. Green, red, green, red, green, doji, red, red. I mean, like, it can't do it, right? And I saw today start to go. I started to get really excited. It looked like this day. It was this day pretty much. You can actually see it. High tide on September 22nd closes at 198, that green number on the top of the box right there. You can see that was the high of the day, the third line in the box right there, 198. So I would say that this candle stopped it today a little bit more than I would have expected. I would have loved this thing to close around 194. That said, look, we're still over the moving averages. We're still growing a positive MACD. We're still diverging a relatively healthy 70 RSI. The divergence is on both the MACD and the RSI. Volume's picking up really healthy. That is a very healthy growth of volume over the last 4 days, including that little bad Friday, right? And you can see it. We're starting to break that 50-day average of volume. Excuse me, that was hard to get out. And it's been a while to do that, since October, right? So look, I'm still liking it. I actually thought there was going to be a little bit more today. Again, I can't pretend I wasn't watching the climb to $2, all right? I saw earnings date flashed. If I'm not mistaken, earnings is going to be end of the month. I think I saw the 29th. So what is that, 2 weeks from now? Less than 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks from now, right? I think it's fair to say, and look, I haven't gone into details, right? I don't know what the earnings per share was. I've been highlighting that that little line on the financials for a bit. You know, I know a lot of the high tide longs, a lot of the high tide faithful have literally loved telling me almost nothing bad, have loved the last maybe 4 earnings in a row, for sure the last 3 earnings in a row. I love a stock that delivers back to back good earnings. That makes me believe it can do it. Like, we're not playing roulette. It's not like if it hits red 6 times in a row, you got to believe, oh, that's too many times we've hit red. We got to go to black now, right? Like, no, that's not how this works. If a company is good at delivering consistently good earnings, hey, they're probably going to do it again, right? So I like going into the earnings in the next couple of weeks knowing I don't remember the last time I heard anything bad about their earnings. And again, I say it often. I know the high tide faithful are actually pretty objective. There's only a couple stocks I say that for, and that's one of the reasons why I love covering this one. You know what I mean? So good things are still happening here. I wish better things were happening. I think it's really easy to say earnings will probably be the propellant in the mix, right? But look, I'm even looking as far back as here. Like, volume is just nice, healthy, steady growth. I like that. I do like, you can even almost take it back from here. Like, that's a good little Healthy increase. Wow, the words are stumbling in my mouth. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think this is good here. Where are we on the weekly? Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is why. This is why we're not taking off so fast. We are battling the 100 moving average. We have not been over the 100 moving average on the weekly since December 2021. It's been a long time, but if we can break this, there are a lot of lines between here and the 200 moving average. High tide. Earnings will be the propellant. Earnings will take us well over the 100, or earnings is going to take us right back under where it's been. All right. I'm liking the setup going into it. I'm liking, obviously, we're talking about the rescheduling and all that. So a lot to like on high tide here. Loving it. SNDL. Now, I will be honest, this did not do as well as I expected. Even during the kind of peak of the day, I know I saw it as it was a little bit on the higher side, but SNDL was a little bit of the outlier in the bunch here, and I don't really have a reason or understanding of why. Please let me know in the comments if there was some news that I missed. Please let me know if there was some like earnings stuff that might have happened that because again, I just mentioned high tide actually just dropped some dates. I don't understand why this did a sub 1 day. I don't understand why this is still under all 5 moving averages. I don't understand why this is still a bad divergence where the green is going under the red and the green is going under the red on both the MACD and the RSI. There are times when, like, I'm not here pretending I'm a guru. I got no crystal ball here, right? Like, I'm just looking at these colorful lines and trying to put a story together, right? The one thing I always say is when all 5 lines are tight, sometimes it takes you up for no reason. Sometimes it keeps you down for no reason. And that's kind of the best thing I can say right now. Maybe it's just we're at the mercy of the 5 move. Look, oh man, I forgot what stock it was. I think I was thinking of another stock. You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of fun. Let me just go to fun real quick. When the 5 lines have good spacing, silly things can happen. All right. With SNDL, these things are just way too tight, right? And what had a shot not that long ago, like that's some good spacing from these 3 to this one, then this one to this one, right? Like it's now just a little bit tighter and tighter than it was, right? And I don't know. I'm here just trying to take a guess, but yeah, this one I can't put a finger to it. The volume actually got over the 50-day average. That should do good things for the MACD and the RSI. We're basically doji. In some ways, hey, I'm glad Friday's doji didn't get answered with a horrible, scary red candle that would have come all the way down to 144, if not worse. I think that's probably a real good to take away. Man, I'll be honest, I don't think I would touch SNDL until 157. At that point, you might as well just wait for 162 or maybe even 167. Like, I would want to break away from, I would wait for this 167. I think that's the answer as I zoom out and look at this. Look, if we can get over this line, green, red, green, green, red. Whole mess of nothing. Hopefully a nice green escalator up to the $2 range, right? I would not touch SNDL under 167. I think there's better read plays out there. And again, this is, shocking. I got no other answer for it, all right? Let me know, like I said, if there was anything I missed. Weekly, yeah. Weeklies can't be doing much. If you're under them all on the daily, more than likely you're under them all on the weekly. You know what I mean? Let's look at ACB. I've been chaptering these together. Yeah, look, again, I think it's worth chaptering these together. Again, I don't know why this isn't doing that well, right? I don't know why the MACD is going deeper into the negatives, why the RSI is diverging the wrong way, while they're both diverging the wrong way, while volume is horrible here. Like I can't explain it. I'm glad I've been putting those two together, and I kind of echo the thoughts. I would stay away from these two for a while. You can justify an entry here. I think I'm going to lower this line a little bit. I don't think I am. I don't think I am. What is it? You're not even into the 48 cents. No, it's 49 cents, and it has to be a good 40. I'm not touching these lines. ACB. Yeah, I'm trying to justify what I say get in around 48, 49. I don't even think so. I think it's the same answer as the other one. This thing has to get over 55. I need 56 cents here for me to consider it. Maybe even break this 57 and hopefully catch that crazy ride up again. I would stay away from these two. I think there are better plays in the weed world, all right? Let's come to OGI. Let's come to OGI. OGI keeps going, all right? Gets over the 200. Doji don't count. What do we see today? Break them all and fly. All right, we're actually over this 185 line as well. Look, RSI is starting to get a little bit high. It is 81, right? But look, I see it right here. We've been... Oh, you're lying. That's a 79? Get out of here. Wow. Oh, man, this is some of the highest RSI we've been. How about you? What are you right here? Yeah, you're that same 79. 71. Interesting. Look, I see divergence. I see divergence. I see volume just growing, growing, growing. I'm seeing volume breaking the 50-day the last couple days. Man, it seems like this thing wants more. I wouldn't be surprised if we come up to 202. I wouldn't be surprised if we come up to 208. I think this 217 might be a little aggressive. I still think this is the right line to have. I only say that 208, 209 line, I think more because the RSI is at 81. But hey, end of the day, that's a beautiful divergence. That's a beautiful volume. That's a beautiful break of the moving averages. This RSI is just one of them, right? So there's a lot to like here. There is. And I'm telling you, we've been hunting this since I think the 5th. So this has made a very nice move that was very, very catchable if you've been watching these videos, right? You know nothing's financial advice, right? But got to love what we're seeing. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the sector, man. And I think that's also helping me believe there's still a little bit more. I think 210 is fair here. I think that this thing wants a little bit more. And look, 210 would be another 20 cents, which is almost another 10%, a little bit more than 10%, right? Because 19 cents is 10%. So liking OGI here for sure. Where are we on the weekly? Let me just see the weekly. Look at that. We might be breaking the 50 for the first time in a long time. Break the 50, go to the 100. Look, I'm not talking about 3 something yet. I think that's still a little aggressive. I literally just said I don't think 217 is going to happen just yet, right? So I think we go up. I think we cool down. I think we take off again. I think there's a lot to like in the weed sector, all right? OGI, let me know your thoughts and opinions. VFF today did the job. Listen, I know a lot of them were going a lot higher, but this was an important day. All right, we've been trying to get over all the lines but couldn't, trying to get over the lines but couldn't, trying to get over the lines but couldn't, trying to get over the lines and could. All right, what did this close at? This closed at 88 cents. Today closed at 88 cents. Man, I wish we were just a little bit higher than the biggest candle to the left. That said, I like today's candle. I like this MACD. I like this RSI. I like this volume. I think VFF has more. I think VFF's going to want to come to this 92 cents. Oof, I got to draw another line right there. No, a little higher. I'll take it to that. Break 92, I think you got a shot at 104 as well. I like this. Again, just tried to get over them all. Just tried to get over them all. Tried. It looks like it's trying again. I just wish we got over this by a penny, man. We landed on it, and I sometimes joke, if you're freezing outside a house, being at the door and being in the door are two very different things, right? But I'm telling you, I think I like the lower indicators as well on top of the top fundamentals. I am liking it. Where are we on the weekly? Look, we're trying to... Oh, man, again, I am not talking about 183 yet. I obviously see it. It's obviously a little hard to ignore. This VFF could be real interesting, actually, over the coming weeks. I'm liking this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Last one I want to look at, and we're going to take this to 9 stock. CLVR. I did not know this stock before the weekend. Someone mentioned this one to me. And I always say, look, I don't think it helps the algorithms if you guys go into the comments and look at them. I actually say that for you. Like, some people drop some fire in the comments, all right? This is an interesting stock to look at, all right? Crazy after-hour swing. Whoa. You can see the bids. The ask is up here, the bid's down here. I don't know which one's ask and bid. I'm not here trying to pretend I'm gonna be fancy, right? But look, what am I hunting? We're hunting break the 100, go to the 200, right? Beautiful attempt over. It actually gapped up all the way here, but obviously failed. Uses the 8 moving average like a champ to bounce back, right? This is our money line. If this thing gets over, I'm gonna set an alert actually. If this gets over 351, there is not a lot stopping this from coming to 433, if not even a little higher to that 5 range. So one to keep in the back pocket. And again, I always am appreciative of the viewer comments. So a little longer than I was expecting. I'm glad I at least threw in one more. At least 20 minutes of it wasn't just 2 tickers. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. I appreciate you so much.